And now, coming to you, previously recorded from the I Touch Myself studios, it's the Instant Regret Podcast! Want to welcome everybody in to episode 1 of the Instant Regret Podcast. I am one half of the hosting team here, CWAKE. If you want, you can...
Go ahead. Sorry. Wrong cue.
Damn it, Jack.
Wrong cue.
This is episode 1.
You paused too long.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Anyways, if you're trying to find us, you can find us on Twitch, Instant Regret Podcast. There's like a / in there somewhere. You can find us on Twitter at RegretPod. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/RegretPod. As was previously stated, I'm your co-host, CWAKE. You can find me on Twitter at Cameron Wake. That's CAMERONWAKE. And now, for the man that's put it all together, the guy that does all the work and just allows me to come here and talk, JakFlash.
You give me way too much credit.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Why don't you tell the good folks where we can find you?
You can find me also on Twitter or our Facebook of Twitter at JakFlash2 because JakFlash was taken by some other asshat. So,
I mean, that song's pretty old. So.
Well, you know, the problem is I've never even heard the song. I only know the movie Jumpin' Jack Flash, which is a really obscure Whoopi Goldberg movie.
The whole premise of that movie, is her obsession with the Rolling Stones.
You're right, but I don't remember the song. I only remember the movie.
Jumpin' Jack Flash was a .. and got on fucking Twitter and took your Twitter handles, so there you go.
You need to calm down.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you're up
I'm
here.
Excited.
You need to come down.
It's the first episode. I'm just excited. I'm sorry.
Well,
so, do you want to go ahead?
No. By all means, take the lead.
Oh, thank you. Right where I belong.
Yeah.
Born to lead.
Be gentle.
So today we're gonna. Fuck no. We're gonna be going over a couple of new updates to some games that we play. We're going to do a segment that I was going to call Dirty Laundry, but now we're not sure what we're going to call it because of copyright reasons. So let's jump right into it. The Gunrunners update for GTA 5 launched, a week and a half ago?
I believe that's correct.
Release date was, actually this might be for PC, so bear with me, June 13th of 2017. I don't feel like it's been out that long.
Seems like a long time ago. I don't think that's right.
I don't think it's right either. God damn it, Wiki. Well, anyways, from my gameplay experience, it's a repackaged version of the Bikers update, which, for those of you who may not have played GTA 5, basically you buy a base of operations, then you buy businesses, which in GTA 5 you can imagine aren't legit. It's like drug dealing, and for this most current update, it's like a military contracted thing where you're purchasing guns and jewelry or stealing them and then selling them. It came off to me a lot like the Bikers update, except for you can make more money doing it now than you could previously, and it's not as much work.
Which is a good thing, actually, considering how much work goes into the damn Biker DLC.
Yeah, with the Biker DLC, I felt like it was a lot easier to lose your drugs, I guess.
Yeah, you took a lot of risk anytime we did anything. You took a lot of risk running anything. I remember when we run it with our group of guys, you get and it alerts everybody in the lobby to what's happening. So as soon as you leave,
it still does that.
It still does that.
Yeah, but I was saying because the cops can bust your shit with the Bikers DLC.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever been busted for that then.
Yeah, you can part of your product can be taken.
Yeah,
well, you You haven't logged on in a while. I'm sure all your shit's gone now.
It's been a little while. Yeah, I'm sure it is. That was, $100 of my actual money well spent.
No, see, and that's kind of what I like about this update is you could spend half that. You could spend $50. You get like I think 5 million or something like that for $50.
Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about.
And for the newest update, like you can buy a bunker, and that's like your base of operations for the gun smuggling and all that shit, like gun running, I guess. Go with the name of the update. And
right.
you can also buy like a hangar. They have a bunch of cool new planes and shit. Like you can carpet bomb like from one of them. Neat. It's pretty cool. They have a helicopter out now. I should have came more prepared, like had the name of these things, but I don't. So you said fuck it, we'll do it live. So here we are.
We'll do it live, man. That's famous last words, right?
But it has like a barrage firing of the missiles, and it's a helicopter, and the helicopter also can has like a bomb hatch, so you can carpet bomb using the helicopter too.
That's a hell of a That's a hell of a helicopter.
No, it's pretty badass. I don't think that one is actually available for sale yet. Like, I don't think that you can buy that one in game, but it's one of those, like, whenever you start like the missions to go and collect the product.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those eventually come out. Yeah.
They're pretty cool. One of the hangars is actually on the military base.
Ooh, how does that work?
So if you are registered as a CEO, a motorcycle club president, or whatever, you basically have permission to be on the base. So whenever you go and use SecuroServe to become an associate of a CEO or a motorcycle club president, you too have permission to go on the base. As long as you don't start like shooting shit up, you won't get a wanted level. So now you can go in there, like you can steal a jet, you can do all that shit and nothing.
That's actually pretty cool, man. I like that.
Yeah, that was like my favorite part of the update. Like, screw the actual content, but the fact that I can now go onto the military base scot-free to steal a jet.
Right.
Back in my day, we had to like hop the fence with a car.
Yeah. Or skydive in if you were real good.
Yeah.
If you were feeling frisky. Oh yeah. Those are the times, man. Had to hop that fence just right with that damn hill.
Yeah, I know. And there was like two fences, so like you could possibly get your car stuck between the two, and then you couldn't get out.
Well, no, I mean if you were facing the right direction, because it was wicked hard to turn around in that spot. If you were facing the right direction, you could zoom around to the left there, and zip out to the other side. You just had a lot harder time because by then they were onto you and knew where the fuck you were.
Yeah, getting that jet out of there used to be such a pain.
Oh my god.
Like, my 13-year-old brother at the time could do it, but like me, no, I had problems. I can't remember if it was my brother Nathan or if it was my brother Dom, but they were playing GTA, and they were letting me play because I wanted to fly the jet. This was before I bought it for Xbox, and I couldn't get over the goddamn fence. And like when I finally did, like I kept getting killed, and my younger brother did it like the first try and embarrassed the shit out of me. And he's like, "Why do you suck at video games?"
That's how that goes, though, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah, it's always one of the brothers, either the little one or the older one, man. Whichever one plays more always has to ridicule you.
No, both my brothers are like way more in depth to all that stuff than I am. Like I've always been terrible at video games. Like really have.
It's okay. We know still to this day. I've seen.
Fuck you. It's just games that require me to shoot shit. Like on ESO, when I'm healing, I'm good because I'm not required to kill something.
Well, yeah. You should try being the DPS, buddy. It's a pain in the ass.
Hey, I will have you know, sir. I have been trying. I've actually ran the last few trials that I've run. Like I've been running with that Sicarium group with Doc, unfortunately. And
sorry if you're listening, Doc. Love you, man.
Well, no, he's not the problem. It's like just that guild. I don't. Ugh.
Well, I just mean the way he talks it up.
Yeah, I guess I did come off wrong. My bad, bro. But I'd been running DPS with that group, and it's been going well. Like for as you know, for an elitist guild, like as far as like, you know, you got to be this, you got to be that, you got to be, dude, they're fucking terrible sometimes. Like they really are. They're not very good.
That's a common theme amongst elitist guilds.
We know everything, but
Yep.
we can't put a group together to get through basic content.
We know everything, but nobody wants to run with us, so we have to pull from other guilds and groups, and then we have to get on their ass because I don't know why, but we suck anyways.
Like the thing, like it comes off like seriously, like I swear to God, if that were real life, they would be the like modern day like ancestral cult. Like nobody can stand them but themselves.
Yeah, I can see that.
They only want to do things with each other, like mate and have children. And anyways.
Hey man, the truth hurts, baby. The truth hurts.
It does.
Oh my God.
So
Oh, shit.
speaking of ESO and cancerous people that we play with sometimes, the Clockwork City update, dude. What do you think about that? Have you read up on it at all?
I did not do my homework this week. Like
God
I said, I was
damn
going
it.
to. Hey,
Fuck it, do it live. You're right.
We've established that I do way too many things that aren't what I'm supposed to be doing quite too often, to where I don't have time for anything
No,
anymore.
you're fine. Hey, that's why I gave you credit at the top of the show for everything that you've done and made my job easy. Like literally all I had to do was bring some content and come talk. But that's not going to stop me from bitching at you for not knowing the content.
Hey,
Obviously.
hey. The thing we were talking about earlier. I've got plenty to talk about on that, man. For because reasons, research for a friend.
Oh boy, yeah. Note from the intro, the Touch Myself Studios. Whenever,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
if you didn't hear it, just roll back to the beginning real quick. You'll catch it, and then you can fast forward back to where we are, and it's all gonna come together. I promise you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to read verbatim from the page here a little bit to give people an idea. For those of you who don't play Elder Scrolls Online, you probably should, or else this is going to be extremely fucking boring for you. But there's going to be some things to note in here that are pretty cool. So let me set the scene for you. Step into Sothasil's realm with the Clockwork City DLC game pack. Coming this fall as part of ESO Plus membership and available in the Crown Store. Find out everything you need to know about this new zone in Update 16 with our preview article, which is what I'm reading right now. Clockwork City is a standalone DLC game pack that will be available free to all ESO Plus members and for purchase from the in-game Crown Store, because that's not repetitive. Note that you will not need a copy of ESO Morrowind in order to acquire access to the new content. Only the base game. The Clockwork City DLC game pack features a new zone to explore, a new story quest to experience, and a new fast-paced trial that is sure to challenge you and your comrades. In addition to the DLC game pack, Update 16 brings a free base game update that includes a new Battlegrounds game mode. ESO Morrowind owners only will be able to play that. Xbox One X support, and a host of additional base game fixes, updates, and additions. So just based off the description there, a couple things that stood out to me was you're getting a new zone in the Morrowind area, and you're not going to need Morrowind to play in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I'm
interesting.
what I spent $40 for now.
And I'm happy you only spent 40 because I spent like 70. I got like the special edition. Like,
yikes!
Yeah,
I thought I had a problem.
This money is like this game. It's
You're
like
saying
an
the
addiction.
same thing. This money, this game, it's all the same.
It's like the only way I could throw more money at this game is if it like got on a pole and started twerking for me. Like that's the only way.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does.
Apparently that's coming soon. No pun intended. Okay, so moving on. Let's see here. What else? Just to pull from that. They use the word comrades, so I'm gonna. They're pro-Russian, obviously.
Sweet.
Yeah. They're bringing in the Xbox One X support.
which means what? Exactly. I'm not sure I know enough about what exactly the One X is supposed to do differently.
Elder Scrolls Online,
4K, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just to slightly improve their already really, really good graphics, I guess.
Yeah, well, you can't see me doing air quotes. Really good. Yeah.
I think that it looks better than the Skyrim remaster, I think. Like, I like their engine for this game better than I liked Skyrim's.
The thing about Skyrim Remaster is they could have sold that without ever actually doing anything to it, which they kind of did anyways.
I was gonna say,
I still would have bought it.
Yeah, just to have it on the Xbox One.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I bought it, was to have it on the Xbox One. Is like, why play it on a different console when I can play it right here? This sounds great. It's like, forget that.
All right, so in the Clockwork City DLC game pack, you can enter Sothasil's legendary creation and explore his mysterious mechanical world. Previously, you might have experienced a small part of the Clockwork City in the Elder Scrolls Online chapter update ESO Morrowind, or had visited the mechanical realm 700 years ago in the future 700 years in the future in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. However, with this new DLC game pack, you'll be able to explore it like never before in 4K.
Yeah, in 4K. Exactly.
As you travel this new zone, you'll discover a strange and unique environment where the buildings, creatures, and even some of the inhabitants are complex mechanical structures. Central to this new zone is the Brass Fortress, your preliminary hub location. There, you'll find merchants, crafting stations, and important NPCs, while the Brass Fortress might be relatively safe for travelers. As you venture beyond its walls, you'll find yourself in constant peril, thanks to randomly placed NPCs that are going to try and kill you. Now, to wild fabricants and other dangers, the mechanical constructs of Sothasil are rarely hospitable to mortals. In addition to exploration, there are many challenges for brave adventurers. You'll find 2 menacing world bosses to defeat, 2 mysterious delves to explore, a new trial to conquer, and a host of standalone and daily quests that will reward you and with new and unique set items, motif chapters, collectibles, and more.
Sounds pretty fancy to me, man.
It sounds a lot like it's going to be similar to the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood updates.
I'd be okay with that.
Because it says 2 delves, 2 world bosses. That's what we got with Hughesbane and the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I've finished either of those storylines.
I have finished the Dark Brotherhood one not too long ago because I wanted the
fancy robe.
Well, I mean, yeah, I wanted that, but I got. Oh no! I didn't. Well, I finished it because I wanted the robe, but I went into it initially for the Litany of Blood thing to get the Executioner title.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I wanted to be fancy.
Don't you only have to kill like 30 NPCs to get that? Like, you just go around and like hide and.
Yeah, I think was it you I did that with, or was it Mech I did that with? I'm not sure. But...
it was either Mech or it was Psy.
Oh, it was Psy. That's who it was. Because we were both bitching. We were trying to find things, and like he would find it right before me, and then kill it, and I'd have to wait 5 minutes for it to respawn. That bastard came in after me and was stealing my shit.
Another theme that seems to be continuing here is the Daedric Prince's the themed like storylines, because we've had Amalexia, we've had she's not Daedric, god damn it. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm not too up on my lore, my man.
Oh no! Like there's storylines for the other 2 DLC zones.
The other 2, the Night Mother and shit. God damn it! I had that in my head until you asked me. Come on now. Shit. I don't remember now. It's lost to me.
Oh, it's all good. Somebody can Google it and figure it out.
The only Thieves Guild thing I can remember is from 4 with the Grey Fox, but that's not right. It's... What is that person's name? It's another lady, right?
I think so. It's not Azura.
No, I should know this. Damn it! Why don't I know this? I'm gonna rabble on. I'm gonna look this up.
Okay, so let me go back to the Clockwork City stuff, and you can just cut in whenever and let me know. Uncover a Daedric conspiracy. A shadowy conflict between Daedric princes is unfolding in Oblivion, and it's just as you might have found in ESO Morrowind and the Orsinium DLC game pack. Orsinium was the other one.
Oh, so whatever game pack, yeah.
Yeah, whatever their Daedric guy is, whoever that is, that was the other one.
Oh, it's I was about to fucking say it and I lost it again. God damn it, dude.
To the Google machine.
I know the other one. Thieves Guild is Nocturnal.
No, it's not Trinimac or Malakath.
No, it's Malakath.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Malakath. I remember now.
Okay, so Malakath, Sothasil, and then there's one more. I want to say it's for the Gold Coast is where it was.
That one would.
I think
one would be. What did we say the Thieves Guild was again?
The Night Mother was Thieves Guild. No.
The Night Mother's not a.
No, she's not. You're right.
She's just more or less kind of a person.
A sick, disgusting person.
Yeah, right. Decrepit, like aged ass body. Yeah.
Twisted as shit. Just yeah.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. Let me see. It is. Yes.
Sorry, that's the best drum roll I got.
There we go. Why don't we know this,
Sithis.
Man? We should know
Sithis
these
is a Daedric prince.
Yeah, no, Sithis is, yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I thought he was just a piece of shit that AFKs and...
Not to be confused with Padme, whoever that is. Deity representative of emptiness and the void. And AFK and Riften. I mean...
Fuckboy. Anyways, in this new adventure, you can experience an all-new standalone story, similar in size to the main quest lines found in Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. Hey, look at that. I just made that comparison. How smart am I? That will see you travel to the heart of the mechanical realm. See, to me, like, this sounds like so much cooler than those two zones, though. Like, I kind of have a thing, though. Like, you've seen inside my house in game.
Yeah.
Like, I have that, like, dwarven room.
Oh, where, yeah, I love that spot.
Yeah, like, I kind of, and, like, all the lore books are in there and all that stuff. So I'm kind of hoping, like, we get, like, some new, like, placeable lore book drops from this stuff. I hope that we get some cool housing items to come across. Like, I'll have to, like, share this page with you real quick. And if you go down and look, it actually has, like, a statue of Sothasil. I really hope that they drop this so we can buy it, because it looks really, really cool. Let me pull this real quick. That is not the right window.
Whoa, man.
We are live.
Clicking on your porn while we're doing this. You are the desktop audio. If you start playing stuff, I'm gonna start hearing it.
Hey, sir, I will have you know that I don't look at porn on my computer.
You do it on your phone, so you can't get viruses. Yeah. Exactly.
iPhone. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I can't see my window to send this to you. I don't know how to make it work.
Can't see your window to send it to me? What?
I figured it out. Here we go. Badink. There you go. There it is. All right, so while you're looking at that, I'm going to continue on.
Oh, hold on. What did you send it to me on? Oh, I
Skype.
See.
The little whoop.
Yep, I see it now.
Facing a new challenging trial. The Clockwork City DLC game pack will also come with a new trial for large 12-player groups, the Asylum Sanctorium. An eerie clockwork Sanctorium. The Asylum Sanctorium is a shorter trial experience that pits your team against 3 mechanical bosses and promises to reward you with a powerful Asylum weapon. This new trial is unique in that your group will choose how and when to face each boss, helping to determine how challenging the experience will be. Dare you try to complete the trial as quickly as possible and strike directly at the main boss? If you do, your team will have to deal with all 3 at the same time. The ability to choose when you face each boss allows your group to customize the difficulty and speed of the trial, and there are different rewards associated with the different ways it can be completed. This means that experienced speedrunning guilds and newer public groups will both enjoy the Asylum Sanctorium in different ways depending on their style of play. What do you think about that?
It's not pulling up for me. I'm trying to get it to pull up, but I'm just trying not to kill my computer at the same time.
Okay, dude, don't worry about it. You can look at it later.
It's not like registering I'm trying not to click, and it's not. I don't know why and something's happening. Oh, that's okay. Chrome is my default browser because I suck, and it's loading that probably like 7 times because I clicked it a few times. R.I.P. the stream.
Okay, but what do you think about the ability to play through a trial? Number one, it only has 3 bosses. It's smaller in size, and you can customize how you fight the bosses, like in which order, how many at a time.
That I don't know. That kind of defeats the purpose of a trial to me.
See, and that's exactly how I felt. But we have so many groups nowadays that like are literally all about, oh, let's get this done. We know a few of those people.
Yeah.
The run-aheaders, as we call them.
Yes, we have a few of those.
So to me, I feel like I like the flexibility because we can go through and we can go like fight these bosses like in certain orders. We can do it in different orders. Really, what I like the most about this is there are 3 different ways to run this, but it's one trial.
Right.
I think flexibility is what a lot of the other trials, and especially the vet dungeons and stuff like that, where like we've had these same dungeons for a long time.
Yes, an obscenely long time, yeah.
And we've ran them to just nauseum.
Yeah. Oblivion back, you might say.
But soundboard incoming, people. Just give us time. We're new. Yeah, so it's kind of like, to me, like I wish that were something that were kind of incorporated into all the other kind of all the other content. I think that, well, for me, I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to enjoy just going straight to the final boss and pulling all 3 bosses at the same time and just trying to have a fucking melt fest.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's really not my play style at all.
That's what it's going to turn into, is doing it all at once so they can just get the fuck out of there.
But I think that the flexibility, I think, is really cool.
Yeah.
Asylum weapons. So a new version of like the Maelstrom or Master weapons, and these sound like they're going to be easier to get.
That's what I was wondering too when I saw that they were releasing different level of weapons like that, and I was like, I don't know, man, because I mean the meta already changes enough as it is, but I mean, I don't know about doing something like that that's potentially way too easy now at this point, and not being rewarded properly, you know.
Well, and something that we don't know is how easy this will be. We don't know.
That's true.
Especially like for like if it says you have a chance to get the drop. So my question is, well, is the only way that you get the drop by beating all 3 bosses at the same time? Or like, to me, that would make sense.
Right.
Like, scale the difficulty as high as you can, which to me is fighting all 3 bosses at the same time, because that's going to be a lot of health to burn, a lot of people to try and keep alive. Like, it's going to be hard to pull people up when all 3 bosses are up and people start going down.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, how are they going to make it like a balanced thing to get? Because I feel like if these Asylum weapons are on par with Maelstrom, people are just going to stop running Maelstrom.
Yeah, Maelstrom is a bitch to get too.
It is. It's not fun.
It's obscene. You got to some people have to make a whole new character for that.
Yeah. So kind of on the same realm as like Maelstrom, people having to like make new characters and run it and it being a bitch. Customizable item traits is coming with this DLC. Yeah. A transmutation system allowing you to change the traits on your gear, including weapons and armors. In order to transmute an item, you must locate a transmutation station. That sounds fun. And have the item trait researched in your crafting skill line. This means if you'd like to add the sharpened trait to your dagger, you must first ensure you have the ability to craft daggers with that trait. You'll be able to find a transmutation station in the heart of the Brass Fortress within the Clockwork City, or acquire one for your home from a certain master merchant.
Yeah.
In addition to the crafting skill requirement, transmutation requires a special new resource called a transmutation crystal that you'll need to collect and save. You'll be able to earn transmutation crystals by completing veteran level content such as veteran mode, dungeons, or trials. From what I've heard, and this is something I do kind of want to go on about, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Somebody on Twitter messaged one of the developers,
right,
and said, why should PvP players have to do vet trials to get a transmutation crystal?
Makes a good point. Makes a very good point.
See, I, on the other hand, don't agree. Because first of all, his answer to that was they're going to drop those in the rewards for the worthy as well. So PvP players don't have to do the PvE content to get it. But my argument against that is, why do PvE players have to go into Cyrodiil to get Vigor?
Yeah, exactly, right?
But my thing is, shut the fuck up and play the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you get those rewards for the worthy thing. That's the problem with doing that is they're obscene. I mean, you can get one every 5 or so minutes if you play the PvP right. Even faster if someone who knows how to do it better than I do does. You know, I mean, they don't take long to get.
Well, no, it's just based off of the amount of AP that you're able to pull. So you're gonna get. So if you're going and you're flipping keeps and killing players and stuff like that, you're gonna get those quick. I mean, it's gonna take about this. Like we could run Fungal Grotto 1 over and over again, pretty freaking quick on veteran, and it's not gonna be a problem.
It'd be the same argument as saying like PvP characters, like why should I have to come out of PvP to do my... I don't know if I have to, but why should I have to take time out of what I'm doing to get these traits or unlock these things to be able to do it myself? Assuming these bind on transmute. I mean, if you can't do it yourself, you're fucked. You know, and this really rewards the people who took the time to unlock everything if it does bind.
Which to me is nice, because right now having all your traits unlocked and stuff, it's really not very rewarding, especially whenever like everything that you do as far as like builds go right now, there's not very many like crafted sets that people use. Like it's maybe one crafted set here or one crafted set there. Like really Julianos is the only one off the top of my head as far as like end game gear goes.
Right, yeah. That one actually got a buff recently, I believe, too, so it's even better now.
Yeah, it got a buff because the thief got nerfed, but I mean, it really
yeah.
It didn't make
a
whole lot of difference. Like my crit still dropped horribly.
Show me your crits.
God, you went there.
My favorite guild.
I like the 12 inches unbuffed. I thought that was hilarious. Like, so if somebody in that guild is out there, shout out, because your guild name is hilarious.
Hell yeah, man.
We should probably give a shout out to our own guild if we're going to talk out like other guilds.
We haven't talked about our own.
Yeah. Shout out Champs of Azura. What up?
They're not here. They're not on Twitter or Facebook or any of that.
They don't care.
No. It's okay. We forgive them this time.
Yeah. We'll post it in the chat and let them listen to it, and then they can all make fun of us and shit. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, that'll undoubtedly happen.
Mac will give us his famous 1-star fucking review.
Yeah.
Of
hence
everything.
The instant regret name.
Yeah. No, hey, yo, for real though. Shout out to Mick Muertos for like being so cringeworthy in messages whenever I asked him for his actual advice on what to name this podcast, and he drove me to the point of annoyance where I said instant regret the podcast, and here we are.
Yeah, if you hadn't started the joke of putting the podcast on everything, you probably wouldn't have come up with that.
No, probably not.
I was like, I don't know, man. Instant regret the podcast sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, so let's get back on track here. We're almost through it.
It could be the off-topic podcast. That's taken.
The ADD podcast.
The ADD podcast. That might offend someone.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
We have a mature rating, or what rated?
Oh, we should actually. I don't know if I turned that on. Oops.
Well, I've said fuck like 6 times probably, so you better.
I don't care if there's a way. I'll do it on the next one. Be okay.
I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. They're adding another Battlegrounds game. It's going to be called Crazy King. In Crazy King, your team must seize a capture point location that jumps randomly around the map. There's going to be more exciting new PvP mode and stuff near future, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're going to be coming out with more shit that we probably won't do.
More content we won't play, and then bitch about them not coming out with content we'll play. Yep.
Yeah.
Vicious cycle, man.
Exactly.
Vicious fucking cycle.
So the Elder Scrolls OTR guys kind of hearkened to this to a cat with a laser pointer. You're just going to have this random point pop up on the map, and all the players have to run to it and fight, and then it's going to move onto another point of the map, and they're all going to have to run to another point on the map and fight it. And my thing is, like, is this thing going to move, like, once you capture the point, then it moves? Or is it just going to be like, you better capture the point before it moves?
I would imagine that's... No, well, I mean, maybe it does have a countdown, or maybe it's one of those... Either way, it'll still be the same principle. I mean, you're going to be bouncing around pretty quickly.
But think of how cancerous it would be if they don't allow you to, like, get the point first. Because what if you get a couple of groups on there that are really good and they don't get it captured?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe, yeah, it'd probably have to be almost get there and then capture it and then it moves. I mean, that would be the one that would make the most sense. Because if you're just out there fighting off to the side for too long, it's just going to keep moving and no one will ever catch anything. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so question. Is it copyright infringement if I, like, do a rendition of the song myself?
Singing covers? No.
Okay, so we're going to go into Dirty Laundry.
Let me double check for you real quick. As I kept the Twitch music fact open.
That's the intro to Dirty Laundry now. So
let's see, original music, create original, sing original.
I just want the instrumental. I don't understand why this is a big deal. God damn you, Don Henley.
Okay, here is your answer to covers, by the way.
Yes.
It is. I like the question. They pose hypothetical questions and then they give their answer to it. I love singing covers. Is that okay? Is it okay to stream? It says no, unless you have the necessary rights from the copyright owner to do so. Performing music created by a musician other than yourself may make your content liable to a DMCA takedown request and may make you liable to a claim from the copyright owner. So
okay, so that was Lurdy Dondry, not the other. That was what my rendition.
Just go ahead and cover our ass in post.
Okay, so basically this is just like a stupid like tidbit segment where I found some interesting stories online or things that I just found funny and noteworthy, and we're just going to do a little bit of commenting on them and see what you think.
Go on.
So the first story is Tinder has come out with a Tinder Gold, where you pay $4.99 a month to be able to see who has liked you without having to actually both swipe like to see each other.
Mm-hmm.
After they brought out Tinder Gold, they are now valued at $3 billion.
They're doing something very right then.
Okay, but think about this. They are valued monetarily the same amount as the UFC, the entire company.
Yeah.
They're up there with the Houston Rockets.
Nice.
Which have probably gone down in value.
The stadium, at least.
Too soon. I mean, that's just, it's ridiculous to me. Like, this only proves that, like, pussy is still king. Like, they're a queen, I guess. Like, seriously, like, people are going to pay like for me, if why do I care? Like, isn't it better that you both swipe like on each other?
Hey man, some people like that instant gratification. It's like, hey, this guy already swiped right on me. Let's go ahead and swipe right.
Well, really, like for me, like it could be a self-esteem killer. Because what if all these girls that I'm swiping, which one is like and which one's dislike, right or left? You know?
Left is dislike, right is like.
Okay, so say I swiped left on like all these people, but like all the people that have liked me are the ones that I've swiped left on. Like,
I don't know, man. Maybe take better pictures of yourself. I couldn't say.
like I gotta. Well, I'm married. I don't have to worry about that. But if I weren't, it'd be like a picture of me with a dog, because women love dogs.
Right. I need to
And
go find a dog.
that would be like the profile picture.
Yeah.
I'd have to do like like I do like a funny one where it's like me in like a turtleneck sweater, and then it's like the cat's like superimposed in the background, and like my face at like a different angle. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that like Will Ferrell photo?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I do that one.
Oh man.
I don't know what else I would do. Do you have a Tinder?
I did once. Well, I guess technically I still do. I don't get on it anymore. It's a
You
small
realized
town.
you realized where you lived.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
If I wanted, I mean, basically we have where I can just walk up and do Tinder in real life instead of, well, I mean it is real life, but like where I can do it physically as opposed to digitally on
and
the
I feel
internet.
you on that. Like, I actually really dislike the idea of this. Like, I think the online dating is so just it's like you're taking the personality out of it. I feel
Right.
like you can be whoever the fuck you want to be on the internet.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's a hell of a lot harder to be. I say that, but it's really not. It's a lot harder to be fake in real life.
right. Well, and the thing is too is if you're just looking on someone's profile for something, you're seeing a snapshot of what is only what they consider to be the very best of themselves. You don't get to see any of that other stuff. Whereas if I mean, you can do the same thing in person, but you're much more likely to pick up on that stuff and be able to call bullshit on body language better than you could on a still image of someone out and kayaking in a river somewhere or something. You know, I mean, it's just it's a lot easier to call someone's bullshit in person than you could in the app itself, and that's kind of taking away from your interpersonal connections there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel yeah.
I think I said the same thing twice there.
Oh, you're fine. This is why we do it live. So whenever we make mistakes, it's okay because we can't edit them later.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically we could and then put it on YouTube, but I'm not about that, man.
Okay,
we could instant
so
demonetize without any monetization.
The next story here is the head coach for Texas A&M University. The Aggies last week played a game at UCLA where they were up like 44 to like 13 or 44 to 3 or something like that. It was some ungodly stupid lead by halftime, right? Second half, they don't score a point and lose by 1.
That's pretty close.
Well, I mean, that's like a 36-point deficit that they overcame. Like, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But that Coach Sumlin has he was already on the hot seat as is, and after the game, one of the regents came out and said that he should be fired and gave all these reasons and blah blah blah, and he actually received hate mail. And I'm just going to read it verbatim, and then I'm going to leave out the bad word, but people can go ahead and fill in the blank. For those who don't know, Coach Sumlin is an African American. It says, "You suck as a coach. You're a and can't win. Please get lost or else." Like, it's a fucking football game.
Yeah.
And the color of his skin has nothing to do with how crappy his team is.
No, that was... And I mean, honestly, to make up that much of a deficit, can you really say that they're crappy at that point? You know?
Well, no, they didn't make up the deficit. They were the ones that created the deficit to begin with.
I misheard
UCLA is the team that came back and won the game.
Right.
Coach Sumlin's team is Texas A&M, and they lost by 1.
Oh, okay. See,
after having a huge lead at the half. So I was kind of analyzing the photo. His wife is the one that posted it on Twitter, and the return address is Houston. And to me, I'm like, not to be insensitive, but don't these people have, anything better to do right now than to be like making hate mail, like, getting a bucket and getting the water out of their house? Or
No, man, this guy was assisted living. He's just gonna find another government appointed spot.
He had renter's insurance. He was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He's moved on. He's already approved somewhere else. They'll just send him new shit from somewhere. That's how that goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just think, like, why I don't understand the hate in this world. Like, it's a football game, and don't get me wrong, I'm an avid football fan, which is going to be like not the demographic for this podcast at all. But to me, it's like it's something I'm extremely passionate about and I love. And like sports is something like sport commentary and things like that is something that I'm actually working on doing with my life. And as like a Steelers fan and an Oklahoma State fan and a fan of football in general, I can't understand hating a coach so much that I would send hate mail, let alone use like a racial or derogatory slur towards them.
Right.
I mean, Oklahoma State basketball used to be a big deal, and we had to deal with Travis Ford for 10 years. And he didn't receive hate mail like this, and he was a terrible coach. So, I don't know, man. But we'll go ahead and move on. But I just think that, like, seriously, get a grip, people. Like, especially, like, the return address on this is Houston. You have better things to do. If you're in a good place, you're in a good enough place where you have time to write hate mail, go help unload a truck for the fucking United Way or the Red Cross or something. Like, go do something better with your time.
Be a little more productive with your shit.
Yeah, and instead of sending hate mail, send a fucking check. Like, chill.
Right.
All right, so next up, we have a story. Mia Khalifa offered up her tiddies, with 2 Ds, by the way. I hated how she spelled this.
Sweet.
To Ronnie 2K from NBA 2K18. So John Wall could go from a 90 rating on there to a 93. And even better, Ronnie 2K shut her down.
Well, so, in fairness, research reasons, I may or may not have seen them before, and they're okay, but not enough to use for leverage. No, they're really not.
I don't see, and this is my thing, and this is what's so magical about this to me is you have, I follow her on Twitter, and she's rebranded herself as a like some sort of like sports authority.
Yeah, I picked up on that as well. That's really strange.
She calls herself the DC Sports Girl, and I'm like, first of all, if you're going to go from, the industry that she was in to sports, why the fuck are you picking Washington, D.C.?
I don't know, man.
Maryland sucks. The Redskins suck. Their hockey team is all right, but they're not as good as the Pittsburgh Penguins, so fuck the Capitals. I can't even think of like who. Oh, the Wizards, what the story was pertaining to. Like, the Wizards are all right, but they're never going to beat Cleveland. They're not going to outpace Boston. Like, go somewhere relevant. Like, go be the Dallas sports girl, or go be the LA sports girl, or go somewhere. If you're going to jump on a bandwagon, jump on a good one. Preferably, she should have just stuck to what she was jumping on before.
She made better money, that's for sure.
I don't know, man. She's she's branded herself. Like, I'm sure, like, she sells T-shirts and does all kinds of things. But what was magic to me about this was her getting turned down whenever, like, she has like athletes and shit all the time jumping into her DMs, and she puts them on blast on Twitter.
Right.
Like, posts the messages and shit, and like talks all this crap. And the fact that this Ronnie 2K guy, which I'm guessing is like a big deal whenever it comes to 2K18, I think he's the one that does all the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what his social media presence is. I really don't. But
I think he's also on Twitter.
The fact that he turned her down, I don't know that I would have the power. I think I'd be all right with like bumping him up a couple ratings to get some tits in my face. Assuming I was single.
Stronger men are in his position. That's why.
Yeah, that's why he does the 2K ratings and I don't, because I'd sell myself for and give Kevin Durant like a 99 rating or something for.
Oh,
okay,
man.
So our last story is about Antonio Cromartie, who has had 13 children previously. He just welcomed his 14th into the world. This is his fourth child after having a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, I guess you can't see me doing that.
Like, I'm like, look, if you didn't have it, and just own up. Just say, yeah, I didn't do it. Like, there's no way his wife is buying this, because here's the thing: if he had had a vasectomy, would he not have filed a lawsuit by now?
I don't know, man. Some people are pretty stupid. Assuming he did have it and he's still having kids, I mean, some people are dumb. Love and all that.
Sure, if you say so. I don't know. Here's the thing. I have 2 kids, and while I love my children to death, like, I'm done. Like, there's no more never again. And for medical reasons, my wife had to have a hysterectomy, and so now it's not possible for us to have kids. But had she not, like, I probably would have gotten a vasectomy and just been done. I can't imagine 14 children, and only 6 of them are with this woman, so he's already paying like hella fucking child support.
This circle back to the stupid part.
Like, what if him and this lady get a divorce?
Yeah, he is boned, dude. He's boned now.
Like, he's not in the NFL right now. Like, he's a free agent. Like, he was released from the Colts. He's not, like, I don't know what his income is like. But, I mean, I can't, like, he has to be paying, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars in child support.
That does not sound like the place to be. No real prospect of a job right now, and paying that much in child support. That's obscene.
According to the article that I was reading on this, like, he's getting a reality show. But, I mean, he's not, like, a Kardashian. He's not impregnating one, so I don't see it lasting.
Is that, like, the, shit, what's the football player that's already something in Kelly Ripa? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Michael Strahan.
There you go. That one. I was like, isn't there already a football player on some kind of dog show? You can't do that too many times. It doesn't work that often.
Well, no, and Michael Strahan has personality. This Antonio Cromartie guy, I'm really not sure. Like, he was a decent football player, but I have no idea, like...
Right.
Like, if he was... The only thing that I know he's good at, aside from football, is trying to repopulate the NFL. So
no shit.
I don't know, man. I can't imagine that many children.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. Holy shit.
So,
God.
That's good. That's it for tidbits, man. That's all I got.
That's all you brought to the table, man?
Yeah, a few stories. Hopefully, I'll try and have something next week that's less sports related. Like I said, everything that I read outside of what we're doing here is kind of it's all kind of sports related. So I'll try and I tabbed IGN as one of my bookmarks to like read it too. So hopefully I'll have like, some more gaming shit.
Look at IGN. Look at Kotaku. Look at Game Informer.
Game Informer, that was another one.
Dude.
I looked at like the Quest Gaming Network, but that's like all Elder Scrolls stuff.
Yeah, no, that's all they really do anymore. They had someone...
We were talking before the show, and we were talking about OTR, and I brought up like how does like they'll post like a 3-hour podcast about nothing but Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I really don't know how they do it, man. And I mean, I've listened to it, and I hear them. There's no dead air. There's none. And I don't know how they keep the banner going that long.
Well, and they do it like week after week too, and I'm like, like literally that must be all you play.
Mm-hmm. I think that is all they play. I've listened to them a couple times. It sounds like they play a couple of different things, but beyond that, they're kind of like us, where all we play is Elder Scrolls anymore.
I mean, I've branched out some. I hadn't played ESO I don't think I've logged in like at least a week. I don't think I logged in at all last week.
I don't think I've logged in. I didn't log in at all last week, and I don't think I've logged in at all. I don't think I logged in since Thursday before. I think the 31st was the last time I logged in, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, they complain whenever you don't log in. It's like, where's Jack? Jack has a life. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Because everybody loves Jack, okay? Get over it, Wake. Get over it.
Oh, no, I'm not, like, jealous or anything. I'm just
No. I can taste the salt from here, man. It's okay. There's a state line in about 8 hours between us, and I can taste it, man. Hardcore.
Oh my God, fucking chill. Oh, man. But no, I've been playing some Madden, getting back into that a little bit. We played that, what was that called? That fighting game that we played where I could only play as one fucking character because I'm a
played
Jew.
something recently. It's Killer Instinct.
Yeah, there you go.
On the Xbox One. There we go. It's a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
I mean, I like it, but I already own Mortal Kombat, so I'm happy it was free, and I'm not going to be putting any more money into the game, so I get to play as one character. But
yeah,
seriously should invest in Mortal Kombat. It's better.
Well, I like Mortal Kombat. The thing for Killer Instinct is a nostalgia thing for me from my childhood, and like after we were playing that night, I probably played for another 2 hours. So,
well, no, dude, I saw that Street Fighter game that you had suggested. I was so disappointed it wasn't free, because if you talk about nostalgia, dude, playing Super Street Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis, like that was my childhood, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Seriously.
Like I still remember all like the button combos and shit. Like I was like button mashing the other night whenever we were playing Killer Instinct. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this shit. And like I'm kind of the same way with Mortal Kombat. Like I hate like every time you press up, like it's like you jump, even if you press sideways a little bit and up, like you're jumping, and I'm like, I'm not trying to jump, I'm just trying to like slide.
You gotta use the D-pad, man. You gotta use the D-pad.
It's just so classic. I don't know, man.
Dude, I actually, speaking of Street Fighter, I think it might have been Street Fighter 2 or so. It was one of the early ones. Anyways, they had an arcade cabinet in a pawn shop. They were wanting like $400 for it, and it was in great condition and it worked great. I played it for like an hour while I was in there.
That's awesome.
I was so close to walking out of there with that thing, man.
How much was it?
$400.
Oh.
Yeah, they could have charged so much more, and I was like, holy crap, man, I can't believe this is so cheap. I wanted it so bad.
I don't know, $400 still seems like a lot.
Ah, man, I don't know, man, for really, I mean, of course, I don't know what the other Street Fighter games are worth, but I mean, like, they get pretty high dollars sometimes, man.
Well, here's the thing about like the Street Fighter games for like the Sega, they actually repackaged Street Fighter 2 like 3 times.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I don't know if they actually added any characters per se. Like, I'm trying to think of like who they added. Because like Street Fighter 2 came out, then it was like Super Street Fighter 2, and then there was another one after that. But they were all for like the Sega Genesis, and they all came out like 1 year after the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what they do with Skyrim.
Yeah, right. I think I have Skyrim on every platform it's available on. That's like what is it? Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time game. I own that on. I literally own that on every platform it's available on. Just because it's a good game and I'll play it on anything. So
another thing that reminds me of is kind of like the Pokemon games, where it's like you're basically buying the same game over and over again with just a few monsters added.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I'm a sucker, dude. I'm a sucker for it. I'd still play the new games if I had I have the console. I just don't have the money to buy a $40 fucking Pokemon game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, yeah. It's hard, man. It is ugly. What did I do? Oh, I thought I lost shit. Okay. All is not lost. All is not lost.
Well, I think that this has been a hell of a first episode, Mr. Jack.
Yeah, I was thinking about it a minute ago. I kind of wish I had asked you to make an outro card. I didn't do that. So,
yeah, we'll make one and I'll add it next week. I have to find a different music thing for it, though.
Oh yeah.
For those who are listening, we really we literally put this together. We talked like what was it like 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
or so?
pretty much.
We decided, hey, we're gonna final. We had talked about doing this months ago, and we finally were like, hey, let's commit to it. Let's do it. And so we got together, and we're gonna have like a video feed eventually. Are we on video now?
We are. I could actually throw us in there right now. I just
There's no need. I'm not
no, I'm
like
just saying that we are at that level. I would just have to sync all the mics again.
yeah, no, don't bother with that at this point. But no, like we were setting up, getting everything ready to go for like live streaming and stuff like that, and so there's a lot of different things that we're gonna go ahead and do with the podcast. We're gonna have just this, kind of sit down and talk about things and chill and have a good time, and but we'll do like some live streaming, like once we find something that we can actually we have in common that we play aside from Elder Scrolls and GTA 5, which we'll do some of that stuff, and we're still working on some content stuff. But as far as production value goes, we'll have more music beds and an outro, and like literally I put the intro at the beginning of the show together like 10 minutes before we actually decided to say we're going to do this live. So if that's any indication as to the preparation that we've brought to the table here.
I think we put it pretty good together, man, when in short time.
I want to remind everybody before we log off here, you can find us on Twitter at RegretPod, at Cameron Wake, CameronWake, at JakFlash2. That's Jack with just a K. And you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/RegretPod. You can find us here on Twitch, just twitch.com/Instant Regret Pod. I think that's going to do it for us, my man.
Alrighty, man. To the next one.
Yes, sir. Hurry up, Jack.
I'm going. Hold on. It takes a second. It's like a train.
Oh my god.
Okay, there it goes. And then I can
Nice.
stop the recording now.